Yeah, it's funny, right? It's like we're these spiritual beings in this technological Silicon Valley world, and it's like, how do we merge those things together? Um, but I guess we'll just do the best we can.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I see it like we live in a time where the message can get through in different forms or the vibrations. So, you know, this can reach people all over the world.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, yeah, like we're just talking about, music in general. We just had a release. It's called North Star. It's on like, all the things, YouTube, Spotify. Speaking of different ways that things can reach people, literally pretty much anywhere you can stream music, you can find it. If you just look up Lyla June North Star or Quincy Davis North Star. And we made this song, took us a while. Some songs I just write and it's done. Like, start it, it's done. This one was like a labor of love. It really, we put a lot into it. Um, and I'm really glad that it's out there now. And, what my mentors told me is like, even if what you create helps one person, it's worth it. So I've been trying to live by that philosophy and just, if we could help one person through their day. Um, but yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah,
Would you like to share with the people more about like some insights or more in depth about what your lyrics mean to you in the song?
for sure. So for me, actually, it probably will mean something different for everyone. But for me, if you listen to the lyrics, it says like basically like creator help me. Um, I'm walking this road and I can't do it alone because it's just too hard and there's too much pain and I just need some help. So it's like an invocation song. It's like creator like SOS, like I need you. Um, and I actually wrote this song last year sitting at my piano just laying down the initial lyrics and chords because I was basically running for office and things got really rough. I was going up against the oil and gas industry, the pharmaceutical industries, the casino industries. And I was like, yeah, I'll just run for office. This will be great. And, I didn't realize how much I was going up against. And they just like, did all kinds of really ruthless, I guess, typical things. And, and one of the things they did was they slandered me in my own community and really basically turned a lot of my own community against me. And, I guess that's to be expected, but my ego was so fragile and I had so many insecurities that I didn't have any defenses up to like help me to be like, no, I know who I am. And if people say this stuff, who cares? But I just got crushed. And so in this song, I'm just like, I don't know how to get out of this. I don't know how to solve this puzzle. I felt like I was in a maze. Like when I went this way, there was no way out. This way, no way out. This way, and I was just like trapped. And all I could do was pray. All I could do was say, Creator, like I need you. And so that's what the song means to me. Um, and there's a part, where it says like, um, still some days I want to escape the truth that eats me whole. But with your grace, I know I can face it because you don't let me go. You only love me more. You only love me more. And so that's talking about, my days as a drug addict. Started doing drugs when I was 11. And like all the stupid stuff that happened from age 11 to like age 20 was when it was really bad. And in college and just, I was an idiot, basically. Um, Not because I'm born an idiot, but this world like made me an addict pretty quick. So anyways, long story short, uh, having to face that and the slander that comes out of that as when you're running for office as a brown woman, like, and they drag out all this stuff, and like really facing it and knowing that somehow if I can just look at it and sit with it, Creator will help me through it. And that's exactly what he did. So anyways, I don't want to talk too long, but that's a little insight into that. And but it could mean anything to anyone. Um, yeah. How about you? Or did you want to ask a follow-up question or?
Well, I was just thinking, I've shared this with you before, but I'm grateful that, whatever happened in your path, I'm grateful that you are doing music, and like expressing yourself through the music because maybe that's what Creator wants, and if you were to go that path of being a politician, you might be working with the mafia by now, to have some type of connections, but yeah, so.
Yeah, it's you always hear people tell you politics is dirty. I mean, they pulled some low blows. I mean, low. And but anyways, yeah, it's not a place I want to work in. It's yeah, but I'd love to hear your answer to that same question. Like, we both come from different stories, but we have some similarities. Like, what is the lyrics? Because you have a really nice verse kind of in the middle of the song, which I'm really grateful for. Like, what do lyrics mean to you? Why did you write what you wrote?
Yeah, well, in my lyrics, I talk about, let me fly, ride in the wind that I'm on through the storm. So this idea is like, if I'm in the storm, that's how my life is. Certain experiences I've had in the past, things, experiences, places that I've been where it feels like a storm, but I believe there's a way of sort of riding above that, like above the storm. There's like, to me, that's some sort of connection with something that can see beyond what I can see, something that can see like the greater purpose in my life. And, that's what I would say is like some type of guidance, like you could say, guidance with great mystery. And so my verse mainly is like it's a song of gratitude and respect, for like that invisible guidance, that the spirit that's there. And so I say like, you show me the path, remember the way, calling us back. Um, all I've been through to be ready for that, all I've been through to be right where I'm at. So to me, it's like that moment of just realizing, I am right here in this moment. There's that connection, and that's the reminder that there's a way to move forward. That connection point with that guidance, and so um,
Yeah,
yeah, and
that's
then
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like you and me have a really strong, well, I mean, you could arguably say we both had our life saved by Creator, right? So I would hope that that is really shining through in the song and just that like connection, like you said, to Creator being like the focal point.
yeah, yeah. It is an interesting song. Now that like it's all said and done and the dust is settled, I kind of see it, and it is like we have different paths, but we share um, a certain connection with that, that in our lives, we are able to tap into that and to be where we're at now. Um, and ideally, the song for me personally, I would like it to connect with the youth, especially the younger generation, because they're dealing with a lot right now, whether it be living in this world of, social media and just the intensity of the pressures of like needing to be perfect or needing to be any type of way, um, and just especially with the lockdowns and everything, lack of being together in community, in like a healthy community, healthy community way of life with like positive, healthy reflections for them. It's a real hard time to grow up as a young person dealing with all of these pressures. So, you know, I hope that a song like this can inspire these young people to know that there is, invisible, something invisible that they can connect with that's actually like, helping, can help them find their path, whether it be ancestors or whatever name you want to give it. I hope that they can connect with that and that this music really hits on that level.
Yeah, you guys should really check out Quincy's other videos. He just released one called Make It Through. Whoo, dang. If you want to like cry and feel, and it's about all four colors of the medicine wheel coming together, black folks, native folks, white folks, Asian folks, and just like being in our prayer together. Like that song is, and I feel like so much of your work, Quincy, is so understated or underrated or underseen, whatever you call it, because sometimes I watch your music videos and I'm like, holy crap, why isn't this like national news? It's like I've had a couple videos go viral and they're not even anywhere close to what, I mean, this is just my opinion, but some of the music you're producing. So if you guys ever want to check out Quincy Davis's YouTube page, it's just medicine, and it's like very intellectual, very like challenging us. And he did a project called Rebel Wise, which is with Mike Crenshaw. And so definitely check out more of Quincy's music. And I was really lucky to be able to collaborate with you because, this song that I wrote, North Star, I sent it to you. I actually wrote it on my iPhone in the GarageBand app.
Hmm.
I had like the chords and just a little bit of drums and the song. And then Quincy, if you've seen the video, it's very cinematic, very dramatic, very like, just gorgeous production behind the vocals. And so, I'm lucky to have met you to like kind of bring that song to life. But anyways, check out more of his stuff for sure.
Thank you so much. Really
Yeah,
appreciate that.
for
And yeah, I
sure.
remember when you first sent that track. It was, Lila had the original idea, the melody. She basically had the whole the foundation for the songwriting, and then I took that melody and I added, she made her own production that was a much simpler version, and so I took that and I put chords to it. I got some really nice piano chords. I got some go-to cello strings that I work with, and some other things, which is kind of the cinematic sound I work with. So
Hmm.
we just built it up from there, But Lila had the original, the original songwriting, basically the melody and all the lyrics, and then you know I just I'm just grateful to be able to throw some lyrics on there, and it just kind of worked. So yeah, it's cool to see how this came together, and I'm definitely a fan of Lyla too. Her project, the last one you did, the album. I really love a few of those songs. They were just on repeat for me ever since Lyla reached out to me for production. So her lyricism is really really dope. The prayerfulness, you can just feel it. So yeah, I'm just grateful to collaborate, and maybe there'll be more. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I never been good at small talk,
Mm.
like I remember as a kid, people be like, "What kind of music do you like?" And I'd be listening to System of a Down, Lauryn Hill, um, Rage Against the Machine, the Beatles. I'd be listening to Black Alicious. I'd be listening to basically anyone who was saying something that wasn't skin deep, that wasn't superficial and shallow. And so I didn't really like any one type of music, but when I heard someone talking about something real, it was like drinking water in the middle of the desert because so much of this music is just hollow. There's just nothing in it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like trying to hate on other musicians and like music people like, but like I can't do like the small talk very much. So a lot of the music I create is just going straight there because I'm just like, let's just talk about it.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's what's up. Well, would you be down to share a little more about like why do you make music?
Yeah, so I still am trying to figure that out. Um, like mostly these days it's like I'm trying to help someone. I don't know who. We're all going through different things and we're all getting our asses kicked by life, most of us in different ways, especially right now, 2020, 2021 are just like humanity's going through like a mass extinction. It's like we're in those prophesized times. We are in those times that all the elders have been talking about for centuries. This is it, and we're here. And to me, that's kind of mind blowing. And so, like music, in my opinion, should help us navigate this time, help us
Mm,
through this time, help us understand uh, this time. And so yeah, I think I used to make music for reputation, so that I could get dates or my crush would like me, or this is like my college days when I was like even way more insecure than I am right now, but like super insecure, uh, just wanting to people to like me basically. Um, but luckily, some elders kind of sat me down when I was around like 20 years old and like, look, this is what your life's purpose is. If you still want to do it, this is why you came. And I was like, oh, so they're like, you came here to serve Creator. You came here to be a warrior for Creator. And I was like, oh. So ever since then, music's just been a part of that. Like sometimes it reaches 5 people, sometimes it reaches 3 million people. The All Nations Rise track, funnily enough, was like 3 million views on Facebook, and we just produced it in like 7 hours, just spit it out, and so like I don't care if it goes like that kind of direction or if it's just for that one single mother who's jamming this track trying to get through the day. But ideally, that's what it's for, is trying to help people remember, like it's like a compass, hopefully. So yeah, but I'd be interested in the same question for you, like why do you make music? Uh, yeah, what's your inspiration for it?
word. Well, I can definitely relate to a lot of what you said. What comes to mind for me is, to me, a vehicle. Music is a vehicle for um, for something. Like it's a vehicle for like vibrations that can potentially be healing vibrations, can awaken, you know, um, can activate memory within us. To me, it's like music can bring people together. So one of my biggest influences is Bob Marley, and I think of one of the greatest examples of music is like him singing "One Love" with the entire stadium all singing "One Love" as one. That's like the potential for music for me, and being an MC. That's like break down an MC. That's the master of ceremony. So to me, it's like what is the ceremony we're a part of when we go on stage or when we create this music, when we either in the creation process or in the performance process or in the creating music videos. It's like, what is the intention within that? Because that intention is conveyed. Like I said, that's a vehicle. So somehow that intention, that feeling, that expression from the heart, ideally from the heart, can connect with other people's hearts. So yeah, I mean that's like the power of music to change the world. Straight up. So I'm aware that there's certain forces at play. Whatever the entertainment industry, there's a reason why it's so controlled with what gets across the airwaves. Because if there was certain music, played through the mainstream, then the consciousness of the people would change. You know, it would just everything. The consciousness would change, and then everything would change. Our reality would change with a collective consciousness. And like I said, music is a way of bringing people together. So I see that as very important at these times, especially now. There's a lot that's being polarized. Um, there's all this stuff going on in the world, and to me, it's like, are we going to look to the system, the old, I say the old consciousness? Are we going to be dependent on that system that is headed for self-destruction, or are we going to gather together and start building on community levels? To me, that's right now what music can do, can be a way of bringing people together. And through that, people can network and tap into, others building and express their gifts, whatever those gifts may be, because we all have a sacred gift. We all have, you know, a way of serving that's in alignment with creation, with something greater. So to me, that's music, potential for music, and also doing that in a way, where like we say, making medicinal bangers, like something that still hits hard, because
Hmm.
I want to make that type of music, but you can still roll around in a car, with the sub knocking too. So that's the
Yeah,
music of, and why I make it. I mean, I make it because that's personally that's the way that I find freedom. Like when I'm especially when I'm in the process of recording and writing lyrics. That's like, or producing music when I'm, in that dark place, in my studio, just all by myself, like in the vocal booth. That's a place where I can shift to other dimensions. I've experienced freedom to the fullest, along with performing eventually, whenever it comes out, then performing that live in front of people and everyone's all connected as one. That's like the greatest feeling in the world. So to me, I do it because I have to. Like if I'm not creative, I don't know what I would do. I would go crazy, or I might not be alive. So it's like I need to create, express, that which passes through us, as a conduit. So yeah, that's what comes to mind.
yeah, and I'd also say, you're not just like a music producer and a lyricist and a vocalist, you're also a filmmaker, so a lot of your films, a lot of your music videos are very high quality too. And it's kind of like you said, like not just making medicinal music, but making it really, really bump and making it feel like you could really jam to it and like high quality. And I feel like your music videos are the same way. They're very striking and taking, and they draw you in, and they're use, really high quality equipment and stuff like that. So I feel that like is a theme throughout your creations.
Mm.
Yeah. And then what you were saying, about like there's a reason why the radios are filtering what gets out there, because if musicians were allowed to be seen with no filter, and like what's really in our hearts was allowed to be shared, it would change the world. And I think we saw that with in the 1960s. Music was completely upending the entire American establishment, from like Jackson Browne to Buffy Sainte-Marie to Jimi Hendrix, and all of these different musicians who were, Crosby, Stills, and Nash were basically just exposing so much, uniting people, inspiring people, getting people thinking, truth telling. And I noticed that it was right around like the late 70s, early 80s that the music industry took this beautiful flowering movement and packaged it and sold it and turned it into an industry, because that's how they could control it. And I like you, I agree. There's no coincidence in that, Um, and I think that also speaks to the beauty of human nature. Like if the world would just let us be what we were, this would be a very different world. And a lot of people like to say, oh, humans suck, humans are a plague, humans are the problem. But it's actually like, if if everyday humans were just allowed to be what they are and say what they really think and gravitate to what they naturally gravitate to, this would be a totally different world. And I feel like that's the same with Facebook. Like when Facebook first started, it was harder for them to filter, you know, and control. And now Zuckerberg just came out with it, and we're on one of his platforms, but he just came out with it. He's like, we will be muffling political posts. You know, he just said it. He's like, that's what we're going to do to make it a less political environment, you know, but who gets to decide what is too political and what's not, you know? So that now they're starting to clamp down that channel. But anyways, maybe just one more question for you since we're kind of been going for a while now. But um, speaking of open channels, would you be open to sharing like Seven Vision? What is that? What is your vision for that? What is your dream for the Seven Vision platform? What is it gonna do? Why do you want to create it? That kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, I mean, what you're expressing. So to me, as an artist, it's been a situation where we create, we do a lot to create like a music video, a song and a music video. We put a lot into it. We put our soul into it. And then it comes to the point of, okay, how do we get it out in the world? Well, the option is really like YouTube. Um, do I really want to put it on YouTube? And then in that context, it's basically a platform where the general idea is that a video's worth is based on the number of views or likes it has. So it's basically people might click on the video and within that context they'll see, oh, it has this many views, so it's really not that valuable. I know not everyone's like that. Some people actually watch it for what it is, but the point here is I'm really interested in a platform that is sovereign, a place where we can put our music and video up and we're not just making money for, Google. We're not just making money for these systems that are part of the problem, part of that which is a system that's exploiting Mother Earth and, essentially self-destructive. So Seven Vision, I mean, that's the problem, Seven Vision, I see it as like, it's just that. It's a sovereign media channel for showcasing visionary art and culture with life-affirming values. And right now we're still building it, we're setting it up, but you can check it out. It's like 7vision.link, number 7vision.link. And essentially it's, a place going to be a place where we can show our music and videos and everything. And also there's a youth education component so that we really want to find a way for like the music videos we create to be a way to engage the youth, and then that can lead to other important conversations such as like tapping into elder wisdom. I'm created a documentary featuring indigenous elders from all over the world, and the idea is we introduce some ideas and then we create a bridge for them to. We create a bridge from the youth to the elders, so there can be that passing on of important, knowledge, and we're working with the technology. Ideally that would be in human, in a human being setting where we're together around a campfire, but maybe that can happen too. But for now, this idea with Seven Vision is creating that platform and that bridge, especially for all people, but, also the youth to be able to tap into that which is important, because they're the future, especially, they're the ones who are going to take this all on, and elders are crossing over, it's a sad truth, but, it's very, I feel it's important to find a way for what I can offer is to help to create a bridge so that the youth can receive, that which is very important from the elders, so certain things can be carried on into this new world. You know, I'm not looking to the politicians. I'm not looking to these people who are still in the old paradigm. I'm looking to the younger generation. Those the little wise ones. Who are born into this life, who have the gifts and the imagination and the wisdom to create solutions to our current situation. Because, like Einstein said, you can't solve a problem with the same consciousness that created it. So that's where we're at now. We want to offer different perspectives, and that's kind of like what we're doing with this song. I feel like, we it's a dope song, it's a dope track, and production wise and vocal wise and everything, and we want to maybe offer something that is not so commonly talked about, in the mainstream, which is, like what we shared before, this connection with some invisible forces and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Seven Vision, sevenvision.link, it already has quite a bit of content on it, mostly collaborations that Quincy has done, but definitely check it out. And I really love how it's like a youth education component, building out pieces of media, that can specifically be applied to youth programs, etc. So it's kind of got that in mind. So definitely check it out. Um, and yeah, I think that's really important. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for asking. And I got one last question too. Do you have any projects you're working on or anything you want to share about what's coming up for you?
Um, Someone wants to sing along. Uh, Lyric song a long time. uh, okay, yeah, maybe. Let me see if I have the courage for that. But let me answer Quincy's question first. I'm still trying to figure out my life. Step one is to finish the PhD. I just finished the comprehensive exams, as you know, which was really hard. It hurt. Like my body had to rest for like a month afterward. And those are just three research papers that are publishable quality, like really well written research papers about indigenous land management and indigenous food systems. So I wear a lot of different hats. Some people know me as a musician, but other people know me as like a food scientist. And I have other hats too, but right now I'm trying to get this PhD under my belt. Probably won't be done for another year. Um, I'm also trying to get a start a sheep flock. So I have some sheep. My friend has the sheep. She's like, here's the sheep. Just have to get some land. So I'm thinking of, buying some land. Um, and I have enough to buy some land, but, I'm still raising capital to like get what I really need. Um, but yeah, so that's sort of my life right now is just finishing PhD, getting my sheep, traditional Dene sheep, the churro, and then healing. I have a lot to heal and a lot to feel. So that's sort of my three homeworks right now is PhD, sheep, and feel. And other than that, I'm kind of laying low. I'm not trying to like do a whole lot on the different fronts or anything.
Or
Yeah, so that's about it right now.
so you're gonna do a music when you have the whole squad of sheep? Are you gonna do a music video?
I mean, I don't know if they want to be in it, but I can ask them, they're kind of, jump like skittish. The cameraman might have a hard time getting like a close up, but or camera woman. Uh,
Yeah,
but
that'd be
no,
nice.
I'll put them in the B-roll for sure. Um,
Squad goals.
yeah. But thank you all so much for listening and like we appreciate you being here and yeah, check it out. It's called North Star. It's like on all the things, including Seven Vision, so if you want to watch it there, that's good too. Um, but yeah, check it out. And Have some more acoustic stuff coming out too. Couple people are like, man, what's up with that auto tune, Lila? I don't like the auto tune. And I'm like, you know what? I love the auto tune. So sorry. But I have some other stuff coming out that doesn't have auto tune for those of you who are like allergic to auto tune. But I like it. I love it. I must be a millennial because when the auto tune comes, I'm just like, oh yes, I'm like in it. Um, but anyways, yeah. So check out the track, and there'll be more coming from both of us. So definitely follow Quincy and we just appreciate your time. And yeah, yeah. Much love, Quincy. Have a good night.
Much love. Peace
All
and
right,
peace.
peace, peace and love.